Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Nick with DraftBit. You are in the Introduction to DraftBit tutorial series. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about layout and design. This is a 101 level layout and design tutorial, so I'm just going to be covering some basics. If you're not familiar with DraftBit's design mode, here's a quick overview. You can get to the design tools by clicking the design tab at the top toolbar. In design mode, you have an area that lists all the screens in your app, and below that, all of the components on the screen that you have selected. In the middle of the builder, you've got a draft view window where you will lay out your components. And then we've got preview modes for web, iOS, and Android. And you control the styles, configurations, and other properties of the components in your app using the right-hand side properties panel. Right now, what I have on my screen is a simple welcome screen for an app that we're going to build in this tutorial series. I'm calling it PicBit. You can think about it as a simple Instagram clone. On my screen, I've already got an image background component, which contains a view, a text component, and a button. And I've done some simple configuration to these components on the screen already. Let me show you real quick what this looks like on iOS. Here's my image background. It takes up the whole screen. I've got the name of the app and this simple button, which currently does nothing. So I want to build two more screens for this simple PicBit app. The first is going to be a screen that allows me to submit a photo and a photo caption to a server. And the third screen that I want to build for this app is a screen that allows me to see a list of all of the posts that have been uploaded to the server. So I'm going to add a new screen to my app. We'll name this new post. And the main components of this are going to be a large image area that will start out with a placeholder and will allow me to upload and add a photo to it, a text box that will allow me to type in a caption, and then a button to submit it all. So let's get started. First, I'll add some views that will allow me to control everything. The top level view will control the whole screen. And then I'll add a few views inside for the different components. Inside of the first view, I want to add an image. And inside the second view, I'm going to add an input component for text. And finally, let's add a button to the screen. So just going to adjust a few layout things for the screen. The first thing that I want to do is I want to make this placeholder image take up the entire width. So I'm going to set the image width to 100%. And maybe I'll just give it a little bit more height. Let's say 400. That looks pretty good. And I don't really like how the button and the text input field are stretched all the way. So I'm going to give this view some padding, say 16 point on each side, and give the button also some margin of 16 on both sides, and then 32 from the top. And maybe I also want to give this view 16 as well. And finally, let's just format things. So right now, the text input placeholder text just says change my field name. So let's do that to write caption ... And let's change the text on the button to post it. And I always like to preview things in the iOS preview just to make sure that my mobile layouts look decent. So this looks pretty good. I think the layout is decent. So let's move on to our third and final screen. I'm going to add another blank screen to my app. This is to display a feed of all of the posts that have been created. You can think about it as Instagram's news feed screen. So let's name it feed. And if you're familiar with Instagram's news feed screen, it's basically a list of photos with the names of the account that posted it. For this simple design and layout tutorial, I'm not going to add all of the elements like liking, sharing, commenting. Those will come in future, more advanced tutorials. So I will add a view to my screen. This view will control the individual post. And then let's add a couple of views inside of that to control the different elements within a single post. In the first view, we will add some text. And in the second view, let's add an image. And let's do some light formatting of this as well. Again, I want the image to take up the full width of the screen, and the text above it is going to contain the author name. Since we don't have data coming into this app yet, I'm just going to give it a placeholder of @Excelman, which is my account. And then let's just do some light formatting. I want each post to have some spacing between it and the post above it. We'll give it 16 margin. And this text component needs a little bit of breathing room. We'll give it a left margin of 16 and margin between it and the other ones on the screen of 8. And let's style this a little bit. It's a little bit light. We want it bolder. So let's change the font weight to bold and let's make it a little bit bigger. We'll give it a 20 point. And I think the last thing that I want to do is set this image to a image that I had uploaded for the welcome screen. This just allows me to kind of visualize what a real photo is going to look like on this feed screen. And again, let's preview it in iOS just to see what it looks like. We're off to a pretty good start. So just to recap, in this tutorial, we covered how to design 3 screens for a simple Instagram clone app. The first screen is a welcome splash screen. The second screen is a screen that allows us to create new posts. And the third screen is a feed screen that will allow us to see all of the posts that are coming back from the server. In the next tutorial, we're going to check out navigation, which is going to allow us to create some interactivity between the screens in our app and to set up a tab bar. So join me over there for the next tutorial, Introduction to DraftBit Navigation.